Once the Bodhisatta, the Buddha-to-be, was born into a scholarly family as Chullabodhi, who gained great fame for his knowledge. But one day he realized there was more to life than worldly pursuits. Feeling a deep calling to seek spiritual enlightenment, he left everything behind and became an ascetic who lives a simple and contemplative life. His devoted wife, who was also accomplished, chose to accompany him on this journey. Despite facing discouragement from others, together they wandered through various challenging places, like cemeteries, desolate houses, mountains, and forests full of wild animals. They lived harmoniously, cherishing each moment as they spent their days meditating and contemplating the beauty of nature. One beautiful spring day, while Chullabodhi was sewing his ascetic rags outside their forest dwelling, his elegant wife was meditating under a tree nearby. The king of the land happened to pass by and was immediately captivated by the woman's exceptional beauty, shining through her simple attire. The king, filled with desire, thought of taking her away for himself. However, he was cautious because he knew of the supernatural powers that some ascetics possessed. So he decided to test Chullabodhi's abilities by asking how he would defend his wife from a thief or a wild animal. Calmly and confidently, Chullabodhi replied that he wouldn't release him. This response puzzled the king, who couldn't understand what Chullabodhi meant by him. Seeing an opportunity, the king ordered his guards to take the ascetic's wife to his palace. Frightened and tearful, she turned to her husband, pleading for him to use his supernatural powers to save her. However, Chullabodhi remained composed and showed no anger. Curious about Chullabodhi's mysterious response earlier, the king asked him to explain who he referred to as him in his statement. With wisdom and grace, the ascetic explained, "When I say him, I refer to anger. It's like a fire that arises from a piece of wood and ends up destroying the very wood it came from. Similarly, anger born from false beliefs can destroy the person who experiences it. When anger erupts fiercely, it tarnishes a person's reputation, much like water lilies lose their charm when the moonlight fades with the sunrise. However, if one ignores insults and recognizes that anger is the true enemy, their reputation shines like the bright disk of the moon. An angry person, even if adorned with the finest ornaments, appears ugly because anger destroys the serenity of their beauty. This wrathful state leads one away from happiness and towards misery, just like the moon loses its glow as it enters the dark phase of the fortnight. So him refers to the person's primary enemy, anger. The ascetic decided not to let go of this teaching to fulfill his pledge. These profound words and the ascetic's peaceful demeanor deeply touched the king's heart. He felt remorseful for his actions and humbly asked for forgiveness, acknowledging the ascetic's virtues. With a transformed mind, the king released the ascetic's wife and returned to his kingdom with a newfound respect for wisdom and inner peace. The teaching from this timeless story holds relevance in today's world as well. We often encounter situations that trigger anger and frustration in our lives. But the story reminds us that letting anger control us only leads to destruction, harming ourselves and others. Instead, by embracing calmness and understanding, we can avoid unnecessary conflicts and build a positive reputation. In a world filled with stress and conflicts, the story of Chullabodhi encourages us to cultivate inner peace and compassion, which can lead to a more harmonious and enlightened existence.